few, so we've got the few down here. Stay over the tripod and I'll see how much you do something.
Maybe Scotland did well in 6
Got it?
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Okay, let's see if I can get around and see if I can. That's really the best we can do.
Even my dad was like,
Stepped on one.
That video of the guy playing.
It's not an extra super for the and then you do it.
I'm trying to be inclusive, David, but
crowded. Not bad, not bad. Just getting to see the lights. Oh well. How did you say that?
So there's no point. I just always get the wind and the microphone.
You need to get over there with the mic.
Sorry?
See if I can pick anything up to that over there.
Well, that's not mic, so I'm doing it.
Okay, so can you hear me now? Okay, well I'll just start wandering then through this growing crowd of people. There's a lot of people here. I really wasn't sure it was going to be a great turnout tonight, but there are a lot of people here. We are just working our way through the international media. And we'll see if I can get somewhere near the front of this crowd and see what we can do. There really are a tremendous number of people here. And it's very, very crowded. It's very, very difficult to work my way in here.
Alright.
Sorry, I'm very nearly there now, but let me just see if I can get a wee bit.
Is us. His brand of populism has a short shelf life, as those whose economic chances and life prospects have been shortened by Brexit, have been limited by Brexit, will not let this happen again. He has alienated a generation. I can speak as a young fella. He has alienated our generation, but in doing so, he has invigorated. When they meddle with backstops and borders, we will be watching. When they shape the future of universities and the Erasmus project, we shall be watching. And when they make cat-handed attempts at constitutional reform, we will be watching. Not only will we be watching, but we'll also be active. We've got active and we are organised. So as Boris takes his mini breaks in the Caribbean while the country goes to the dogs, we are organised. And so the message I feel from my generation is sleep well, Bodo, for we are awake. Well done, Stuart. They didn't make young people like that my day, so another big round of applause, please. He's still in school, would you believe it? So well done, Dominic. I think the really important thing that we want to get across tonight, because there's a lot of TV cameras here, is to tell the rest of the world that no matter what happens down south, no matter what kind of jingoism is going on with Nigel Farage's party, up here, we're still European, aren't we? Yeah! Thanks very much. And you know what? We're going to be this European until we get back into the European Union very, very soon. Yeah! I'm going to ask now for another speaker, another young
Young lady this time, this is Ali Ross Oliver. She's a representative of our future, our choice. Give a big welcome to Ali, please. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ailey, and I'm a second year politics student at Edinburgh University. Over the past year, I've been an activist with Our Future, Our Choice, which was the youth branch of the People's Vote campaign. In May last year, myself and a couple of others launched Our Future, Our Choice Scotland, which grew to become the largest youth anti-Brexit campaign group in the country. When last month's general election was announced, we decided we could to show that Scotland rejects Brexit. And we did. 90% of Scotland's newly elected MPs belong to Remain parties. In my home constituency of Stirling, we kicked out the incumbent Tory Stephen Kerr, who sat with the infamous ERG group in Parliament. Stirling rejected Brexit, Scotland rejected Brexit, and Scotland still rejects Brexit today. I did not get a vote in the EU referendum. On the 23rd of June 2016, I was 15 years old. Yet the reality is, young people like me will be among the most adversely affected by the consequences of Brexit. Just look at the 2008 global financial crisis. Youth unemployment in the UK rose to 25%. Young people will be the first to be affected by an economic crisis that we did not vote for. As has been mentioned, in terms of opportunities, there are three things that matter to us. Firstly, jobs, both at home and across the EU. Secondly, the ability to study in well-funded universities and opportunities to study abroad. And thirdly, the opportunity to travel across the other 27 EU member states. The likes of Johnson, Farage, Rees-Mogg and Gould all had these opportunities, but they seem perfectly happy to deprive my generation of the back of a decision that we do not support. Since 2016, at least 2 million more young people like me have reached voting age. We are engaged, we are interested, and we will be the generation most severely affected by Brexit. For so many of us, this issue spans further than Britain's relationship with Europe. It's about the world we want to live in. Divisive figures like Johnson and Trump, who peddle narrow-minded nationalism, do not represent us. So this is not the end. This is about a wider movement and a wider issue. Please do not give up now. Use your voice, support the most vulnerable, and stand up for what you believe in. Because this is only the beginning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Ailey. Sorry for getting your name wrong there. It's very dark and my eyesight's going. I'm going to hand over now to Ellen Hopper, who is the artist who's putting on the light show. Just to inform you of the schedule now, we're going to have a bit of music and a bit of singing after, so make sure you have your song sheets. I don't know who's leading that, it's not going to be me. Thank goodness for you guys on that. But Ellen is putting on the light show just before 11 o'clock on the ponds that surround the building here. And she's just going to give a little talk now about what she wants to achieve with that. So let me introduce Ellen to you.
Okay, I'm really shouting to the mic. Hi guys, I'm trying. So I thought of this project about a year ago. You know that there's been several deadlines for this Brexit myth. I'm trying. Right, so I started thinking about this a year ago. We've now got the installation on the pond. I want to give you a little idea about why I'm doing this. I think today is going to be a day where the world is watching Scotland. This is about the UK. This is about the UK leaving, but the world will be looking to cover this as an event with another edge. And the positive edge about this horrendous mistake that the UK is making is that Scotland is showing a different way. So, at 11, we are removing one of the 28 balls that are currently floating on the pond over there, and removing the UK ball over there. I will need all of your help.
mould holds the light. The light that is inside the UK bowl will be passed hands to hands to hands by you back from there to over there where the Scotland bowl is resting on the land. We're going to reignite the spirit of Scotland and bring it back. People power is going to bring it back to Scotland. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Thank you very much for coming. This is what I was really hoping for. This is how I wanted to spend this really not that nice night. This occasion is special. And I'm really grateful that everybody turned up to protect their family.
Well done, Helen, there. Let's give her a big round of applause. It's difficult sometimes to speak in front of hundreds of people. So let me leave you. We're going to move on. We're going to have some music now in a second. And we're going to go to well, I'm told the sun sheets are coming. We're going to have some music. But I just want to leave you with this thought. As I said before, remember, all of Scotland, you're European in your heart. And remember that Scotland is a nation. We might be outside the European Union now, but in our souls, we're still members of the European Union and the European family. Thanks very much. We're going to have some music now. Thank you.
You can probably hear there the crowd joining in with the piper in the background. That's not the official music that you were promised. That is just one of several pipers who's been here tonight, keeping us warm with a wee bit of music. I'm sure we'll be hearing a bit more coming through the PA. Progresses.
I don't think the cares.
Oh, sorry.
I've only just moved back here from...
The crowd here is huge. There are several hundred, I would guess maybe people here. Of all ages. A good number of as well. But a huge collection of people. I've heard all kinds of accents here as well. Accents from all over Europe, American accents, a couple of Australian accents. As Ellen said at the end there, the eyes of the world are on Scotland tonight. More than 40 crews from around the world here to film, to capture what's happening here at Holyrood, where, as I said, hundreds of people have gathered to mark Scotland's unwilling departure from the EU, and for many of them to set a mark of hope as we move perhaps towards independence over the course of this year. This is the pond you're looking at, where you can see the 28 bowls, each containing a light, each one representing one of the countries of the EU. And at 11 o'clock, one of these bowls will be removed, taken to the other pond, where it will be left alone, but the light will be brought back to rest on the land tongue there, representing Scotland close to Europe, but sadly not quite in it anymore. So just for those of you who aren't here, obviously that was Ode to Joy, played on the pipes, with words that have been distributed on EU song sheets to most of the crowd. I'm afraid we don't have a song sheet ourselves, so I can't tell you what those words were exactly. Hopefully you could hear some of it though.
That's what it said on my placard, so I guess it's a read off the...
what will different? People stop crying.
I didn't even know it was there until waking up. Judgment for the nice.
Good, what room do you get?
Oh, sorry.
There's a provocation. That's probably good. Well, we enjoy these. We are awful. We enjoy these. But you were even terrible. Because everyone hates us in the first place.
Are you just keeping the camera there, or are you just getting some audio in the background?
Could do that, keep the camera.
Yeah, because nobody would thought it was funny.
Excuse me, sorry. Can I just ask where you're from? Austria. Austria? What about the rest of
England.
England.
Okay. Would you like to speak to Broadcasting Scotland?
I'm okay, thanks.
I'd rather not to.
No.
That's alright, sorry.
No. Oh.
Sorry.
Thank you anyway, cheers. I heard a lot of good accents there. There's a German guy, Lithuanian guy, two English guys. That's perfect. They don't want to. Andrew said he'd seen Andy Whiteman stoking about.
So you want
But
to think it's
really went. Seems to be a good one.
We have no idea what dressage was before.
Would you like to speak?
No? Sure.
Where are you from?
Germany. Yeah, that's German.
Well, yeah, I don't know. The girl that set all this up, she's German, friend of the show.
Are you doing?
Well, no, it's our friend Ellen. She set it all up. She's German.
No one wants to talk.
Just go back a bit. Step back a bit.
Okay, 3 seconds. Sorry. Here? Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
That's fine. Just answer a couple of questions. It'll be fine.
But my English is totally good. Do you want to have an interview?
Absolutely fine. Would you like to be interviewed
For whom?
for Broadcasting Scotland?
What's broadcasting in Scotland?
We broadcast online. We do a news show every night, and then we come to all the marches and rallies and all that kind of stuff.
We're live just now, by the way.
Okay.
We're live just now.
Well, I'm joined by a German friend. What's your name?
Wiebke.
Okay. And what's brought you here tonight?
I'm here with my friend.
Okay. And do you live in Scotland, or are you just visiting?
In between, I have a work basement here.
Oh, excellent. So this obviously isn't the happiest night for you then.
No, of course not.
And what has the reaction been to Brexit back in Germany? Are people surprised? Are they disappointed? Or are they just happy to be rid of Britain now?
Well, they were surprised in 2016. Right now, to be honest, there were just a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
So.
And for yourself, what's brought you out tonight?
I'm sad and disappointed, and I hope that this we will be able to get independence, actually, because that seems to me the only way that we can stay in Europe. I can only see a mess that the Westminster government have created. I have no faith in their ability to negotiate a good deal with Europe, and I feel dread at the thought of doing business with Trump in America. there are a lot of people around that we don't trust anymore. I mean, the only thing I can say is I was happy to hear Michael Gove saying on BBC the other night that the government have nowhere to hide now. They can't blame the EU for all the...
Yeah, and so were you a yes voter in 2014 as well?
I was indeed, I was, yes.
And do you feel confident that independence is on the way now?
I feel more confident, not absolutely. There's still a lot of people who... I mean, we came in a taxi. The taxi driver said to me, I said to him, what do you feel about it? And he said, oh, I'm just fed up with it. And that's the danger, is that we make people fed up about it. It has to have impact. It will have impact, and then maybe people will see that we should be in Europe. We're European, and we always will be. We've all of us got European genes. We used to be attached to the main bloc. I mean, people, it's not amazing that we...
Well, thank you so much for your time anyway. Thank you for being here, and thank you for this wonderful hat, which is really, it livens the whole thing, occasion up a wee bit. So thank you so much. Thank you very much.
I made every one of these flags myself.
Thanks so much. Cheers. So a couple of very disappointed European citizens there. One obviously visiting from Germany, planning to come here on a work placement. Obviously Brexit will throw that kind of thing into a lot of doubt for a lot of people over the coming years. And then an independence supporter, Scott, who's just sad and hopeful that this is going to start us on the path to independence. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that does pan out over the next few months. But we'll see if we can find some other people to speak to. But for now, we'll leave you just with some views of the crowd again.
Every so often somebody gives it a wee knock and it has to be reliable again.
Is it on?
I've got one, yes, I've got one up here, yeah. Fluffing in the wind.
This one's work.
Perché questa qua ce l'ha? È stata la signora. Noi siamo nella storia. Io ti fa quando è caduto il muro di Berlino era Berlino. Si è fatto male?
Ellen, wonderful.
We want that pointed at the gate here though, because that's where the gate here is where Craig is going to be. And then he's going to take the light right past us here.
Hang on a second.
I'm getting too old for this. It's been out live perfectly.
Okay, so we are just a few minutes away now from 11 o'clock when the UK does officially leave the EU. At that time we will be showing you this art installation that Ellen Hofer has produced. We can see Ellen just on the other side of the pond there, getting herself ready. Her partner Craig DL, some of you may know as the Common Green. He's a policy worker for the Commonweal. He is Ellen's partner, and he will be taking the light that represents the UK out of the water, taking it down past where we are now, and leaving it in the other pond down past the front of the Parliament. He'll then bring that flame back to go in the Scotland bowl, which is the one you can see in the middle of the wee tongue there, surrounded by roses. So that should be happening in just a few minutes at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock our time, 12 o'clock Brussels time, of course, which is when the UK does leave the EU. You can see there just the size of the crowd here. Number of flags, Scottish flags, European flags, flags from other parts of Europe. There is one English flag here, a couple of Welsh flags, of several Catalan flags, as we see at virtually every independence-related event. We forgot our old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a couple kindness yet for old lang syne. Here's on my trusty fear, and geese on old thine, we'll take a right good woolly walk for old lang syne, for old lang syne. come, oh kindness yet for all black side.
Quale direzione c'è? Ecco la Holyrood.
Sorry.
They could have done with something like
Never singing anti.
but we can still rise now and be the nation again that stood against him. Proud Edward's army sent him homeward to think again. But we can still rise now and be the nation again that stood against him. Proud Edward's army and sent him homeward to think again.
Same.
One line from 28, taken into another form. So that's
That's a very European. Not European, but right. I mean, that's true.
You guys are looking flag, the match against Ireland. Is this? Is this meant to represent the countries of Europe? Yeah, I know it's I know across Europe. And that's the same thing with the stars of gold and the flowers in the center of the yeah. You like that? Okay. I love all the flowers on the side. It's nice to see the flag. Yeah, that's a symbol to you. And then you're aware of the situation. Yeah, the politics, commemoration of the Spanish back to the European Union. It could be for the release. 60%. Yeah, just go on. Well, the vote was no, not just through the election. It's a compromise. You can do it in the national. Just go back to the European Union. Act 1963 Act by State People and 35 just been right. Why have
So we are joined
just a minute, Jamie,
How are you feeling tonight? Okay, sorry about that wee technical problem there. So we're here with Ellen Hofer, who created this wonderful exhibit tonight. Ellen, how are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, given the circumstances. I'm really sad for you guys because you are losing your EU citizenships, but we'll get it back, and it's going to be people-powered getting it back. So don't let this be the reason that you stop doing stuff. Take it as an occasion to get active again, to fight tooth and nail for your rights, for your freedom.
And just tell us a wee bit, how did you come up with this idea, and how much effort has gone into making it happen?
A lot of effort. The idea has been brewing since over a year and a half. I was kind of wondering, where do I want to spend my Brexit night? And I didn't want to be alone. I wanted to be here at the Scottish Parliament, making sure that we are protecting Scottish democracy, which is under such direct and immediate threat through Brexit. And I think it's turned out amazing. I'm so pleased. I couldn't have asked for a better night. I'm definitely not alone by myself, by the Parliament. But I'm dreading waking up tomorrow morning.
And I mean, you've had a lot of interest in this. Yeah, you've spoken to media from all over the place. Tell us a few of the places that you've been speaking to over the last few days.
So especially European media, there's going to be pretty big features on German main television, on Polish television, on French television. We had inquiries from America, a lot of press conference folk, and there's an amount of camera. I've been at this Parliament quite a lot at different occasions. Never seen it as rammed shut with different media teams. So the world's eyes definitely were on Scotland tonight, and I think we've shown them what a great nation, open, inclusive and progressive we are.
Well, Ellen, thank you so much. You've done a really incredible piece of work tonight, so thank you very much for being here. So that was Ellen Hofer. That was Ellen Hofer from EU Citizens for an Independent Scotland. Also, as you all know, a great friend of Broadcasting Scotland. She's been a host and a guest on many shows, as has Craig DL, who was also a big part of this, even though he doesn't get credited as an artist. He just gets credited as Ellen's partner. So we'd like to thank you all for joining us. As Ellen said, this has been a surprisingly warm and celebratory evening. even though it's marking what for everyone here is a very sad occasion. Spirits have been high, there's been singing, there's been dancing, there have been impassioned speeches, there's been some beautiful art. This is everything that we want our Scotland to be. It's everything that we want the world to see us as. And as we said earlier, as Ellen said there are something like 40 crews here tonight from television stations all over Britain, all over Europe, all over the world. The world's eyes really are on Scotland tonight. They are paying more attention to us than perhaps they have in a long time. And that's something we have to be grateful for, something we have to take advantage of. And I think we have. We have demonstrated here tonight that Scotland is a European country. Scotland will always be a European country, even if the UK decides that for some short period of time we're not going to be. So that is all from us tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to everyone who helped to make this happen. And we will be back tomorrow with pro-independence events in Aberdeen. We'll be hosting the show. We'll be hosting the Full Scottish live from Aberdeen on Sunday with me hosting. So we will look forward to seeing you then. Until then, thank you once again for joining us. I've been Kenny McBride. This has been Broadcasting Scotland at the Holyrood Parliament, marking the end of Britain's membership of the EU.
Okay, live. Yeah, let's go on live. I like live.
Very sad. Crazy decision. Absolutely crazy. Crazy. Scotland. Oh. Yeah.
Sorry. Your accent sounded a wee bit funny there.
Oh yeah. Well, it's Ava, my daughter, and my wife's from Ireland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm Scottish, yeah.
Which station were you?
This is Broadcasting Scotland.
Okay.
Independent station.
Oh, so someone said you were the French channel, and I thought you were French.
No.
Wait.
No, we started in 2014 as Referendum TV, and then we kept going. So we do a news show 7 o'clock every night, and then we do a